There's not so much the government can do for us, but this opportunity is right there. It's saying that it can do it for us. What it does, YouTube, and welcome back to yet another episode. Gang, you know who it is. If you are a returning subscriber, I just want to let you know how much of a gorgeous, wholesome you are. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure to click that red button, and while you're at that, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Anyway, guys, we reached 2K followers. Now we reached 2K followers. I'm so happy. I'm elated. I'm over the moon. I'm proud. I'm proud, and I'm happy that I'm building a community that is willing to watch a whole 50-minute video of me talking about important stuff that, you know, is related to their goals as well. But guys, the last video, people loved it so much. It got me all the views, and it has me sitting on this chair again because now I'm forced to make a part 2. Okay, I'm forced to make a part 2, but shout out to Melanin Strength. I'm wearing a Melanin Strength t-shirt, but this is a collaboration that they made with Drip Fontaine. If you look closely into my Instagram, I used to be an ambassador for Drip Fontaine, hence why the D was there. This is a South African brand, a friend of mine, and then this is another Botswana brand, a friend of mine as well. So Melanin Strength met Drip Fontaine, and it's really cool. I'll show you guys the back print of it because I don't think you'll be able to see it on this frame. Mara, this I find that's pretty cool. So I'll leave a shout out to them, and I'll leave everything in the description box. But let's just get right into it, guys. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste anyone's time. And people were asking me about the unit, and they said it looks beautiful. Thank you guys. I messed up the lace, by the way. That's why I have this band here. Yo, the standard was so high. I feel like I'm panicking for this video because people loved the first video, and now I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to be my authentic self because I'm just there like, the bar is so high. But since I already got that out of the way, let's just get right into the video. The first question says that, were you ever scared that you wouldn't get the top achievers after IGCSE? What kept you going? To be quite honest, after I did my IGCSE, my first worry was biology and economics. I felt like those papers I low-key flunked, and I remember on my reaction video talking about how I didn't even know how to explain what a free good was on Pampiria 2020. When did I write? 2021. Yes, that particular paper. And that was only 2 marks, but I was worried about that 2 marks for that entire week. So the week after exams, that's when I was worried. I'm like, damn, I might just have got 6 A stars only, and it might be less because you need to leave room for error. Like, that's when I was starting to be a realistic person. I'm like, let's be real. Moradi, are you crazy? Like, are you abnormal to think that you can get 6 A stars? Like, at first I was doubting myself, but I'm like, no, I prayed about it. I prayed over it day and night, and I'm like, let me just let the Lord lead, okay? And the nice part about it is that that's the December that I was working. So my parents don't like it when and they don't do anything with their lives. No. They don't want that kind of situation, okay? So I got myself onto a job, and that really kept me distracted. I told you guys that I'm a go person. I'm a workaholic. That's how I don't know, man. I thrive in that. You get what I mean? I thrive in a routine and knowing that my day is set up in such a way that I have things to do, things to keep me away from stressing. Like, I don't have time for stress. You get what I mean? So yeah, I kept myself distracted, and I don't think that's the best way to deal with your problems, but it works for me. I try to do it in the healthiest way possible. So I was scared, but I prayed about it. But funny enough, towards the time which the results were coming out, I think I had a dream about it. I dreamt that I passed, and I'm like, I knew it in my bones that nake pasitse, guys. Yo, no one was so sure like I am. Not that nikele sure. Like, I the results. Ke ne ke tshogile, yes, but nikele sure. Niki itse gore ke pasitse. Like, let's all entire ona o pasitse. I knew. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie and hide behind lies and say that no, I wasn't too sure. I was shitting bricks. I was not cheating bricks the week results came out. I remember telling one of my friends that I actually want to make a reaction video for my results, and they're like, Moradi, reaction video. And I'm like, I don't care, because I know I passed, and I'm making this reaction video. The reaction video did really well, and not that Sometimes like manifest, speak over your success, and that's what happened. So I was worried for the first week that I didn't make it, but eventually it just transformed as I know I passed. I know I'm an ISA student. I know I'm going to go overseas. So I kept on affirming myself, telling myself, brainwashing myself, already seeing myself. I'm going to start A-levels. Let me start worrying about uniform when I go to my school. So I was manifesting all of these things. I was speaking over them. I wasn't wishing over it. I was speaking over it, if you get what I mean. Walk with me. Is it possible, if you didn't get the top achievers, you can rewrite to, produce better quality? No, I think I have answered this previously on the previous video. Let me tell you, when it comes to the top achievers, how one sitting. That's why I'm making these videos, guys. That's why I'm recommending both pre-princess. The ball is in your court. You get what I mean? So it's only one sitting, and I'll reiterate this as much as I can. Take the point system out of your head. Just focus on 6 A stars. Don't even focus on 6 A stars. Focus on totalizing, because next thing you'll be pouring your energy into one particular subject. So when I focus on totalizer ngwana wa modimo, sa focus mo go 6 stars totalizer, o focus mo leng gore o tshwanetse o kwale ibile o kwale o hetso o tswale chapter right thing. Ha gona ka go kwala gape when it comes to top achievers. Someone says, any undergraduate scholarships abroad for an aspiring medical student? Honestly, when it comes to medicine, if you do very, very well, get your 6 A stars. Botswana is always yes, Botswana is always willing and able to sponsor kids, because we need doctors. I think there is a shortage of doctors in supply in our country. So when it comes to medical students, like I say, women in STEM, I need you guys to hear me and hear me closely. This is your time to shine. This is your time to shine. People in STEM, this is your time to shine. There always are scholarships, but just make sure you get your 6 A stars so that you're sure, right? I'll always forever repeat this. Get your 6 A stars. That opportunity is there. Abroad, there are opportunities of people going into the medical field on scholarships. But like I'm saying, apart from 6 A stars that DTEF requires you to have, even the scholarships require you to be on like a merit basis. They need a well-rounded person, a person that was not just into academics as well. They were very involved on campus. They did activities that are related to their course academically, or maybe something that furthers their passion within the field that you want to be in. So let's say you're in medicine. Have you shadowed a Dr. Go Marina before? Even if it's not Marina, if you know someone in the private city that has GPH and something, go there, knock on the door, ask them to do stuff for free, to shadow someone for free, or to be an internship for free, because that free experience gains you a better standing of your resume to these schools for scholarship basis. They are there, but I'm not too familiar with them, so I don't want to tell you but I'm saying just go to the schools that you dream of going to and find out if they do offer those scholarships. Shoot an email. In these first world countries, they reply to emails, unlike back home. Okay, shoot an email, ask them, they'll direct you to the right page where you want to look for scholarships. Sometimes you just have to go to their website, scroll, read, research what la bona. That link will be right there waiting for you to go and maybe write an essay. And mind you, if you're looking for a scholarship abroad, there are people all over the world also fighting for that spot, not just in Botswana. So you have to showcase yourself as a well-rounded person, write the essay. Sometimes you have to go out over and above, do interviews for these scholarships, and be sure that you are prepared for all of that, Oh, someone says, does DTEF sponsor students that do law after A-levels because they only hear about medical students? Listen, once you're on the top achiever scholarship and you did your A-levels, you can do any course you want. But I feel like, low-key, because the government, speculations and alleged allegations are saying that the government doesn't have that much money. So I think at a certain point, they might try to restrict the courses to things that are not available in Botswana. Because think about it, guys, it would be a waste of resources for me to say I want to do accounting and do it abroad when it's offered back home. You get what I mean? So law is offered, but try to specialize in something different within law, if that makes sense. But if so long as you're on the top achievers, pika. Pre-princess said something very funny. Do you want what? Draw or do music, do whatever. Hey, you can do whichever course you want. But I'm just saying that maybe as times go by, it might change. So keep your door open to maybe trying something that's supplementary to the law that you really want to do, but it's different or it's not offered in Botswana, if that makes sense. Someone says there were interviews and tests involved in the application for A-levels. No, for me, no, but I know that at some point I wanted to go to Marapula. Yes, they need you to write a personal statement. I think they do have an interview, if I'm not wrong. I think, yeah, I remember the time when I was trying to apply to Marapula at AS, and initially they do have that type of system. They really want you to eat at ank. So I did my A-levels at the same school that I went to at Form 5, so it was nothing really. I just had to come to school. That was it. That's all they required me to do. There were no tests whatsoever. What I do know about my particular school that I went to, they required you to have had an A star in that subject that you want to do at A-levels. So find that out. I don't know about Lachai, I don't know about Marapula and LKC, but you can't come with a B and say that you want to do A-levels in that particular subject, because hey, A-levels is hard. Like, if already the basis and the foundation of IG is kind of something you're struggling with, you're not comfortable with, it's going to be a problem ahead. So you need to understand that you need to factor those things in. If you know you're leaning on the sciences, make sure you do good in the sciences, so that those tests and those essays that you need, that are required for that A-levels, are something that are just a breeze. Like, you just go through them very quickly and you're just in class. You get what I mean? So it varies as per school. That's my final answer. Some schools require you to have those tests. Some schools just look at your IGCSE certificate or transcript to say that, okay, they got A stars on these subjects and they're good to go. Or some schools are like, no, we want to see this. I don't know. I mean, some schools just like money. So long as you're passing, it's good. You get what I mean? So I'll keep it at that. What advice would you give to someone in Form 4, Form 5, who is dreaming of studying abroad? Listen, my Setswana teacher told me about this, and I hope that people that reach this part of the video understand Setswana. The time in which that you are in Form 5 or Form 4, Form 5, right? This is simply to say that this is a time that you should be willing to sacrifice a lot more than the average person can or is willing to do. Monate, partying, groove, guys, that thing will never age. No matter, even if you're 100, you can still go to groove if you want to. Monate ga o fele. That's what I'm trying to say. Monate ga o hele. It's there, okay? Your friends, the type of people that you hang around with, make sure that there are people that aspire to your vision as well. Like, you guys, you same of thinking, best of the same feathers flock together. These are the kind of things that I'd like to tell us, Form 4 and Form 5. If you feel like your friends are distracting you from your main vision and your main goal, leave them. It's not worth it. You're gonna finish Form 5 and they won't be there. You'll be thriving, okay? That's tip number 1 I told you is about be willing to sacrifice and go the extra length for your academics and for your dreams, and that is studying abroad, right? You have to be willing to hang around people that align with you and your dreams and your vision, right? And then tip number 3, go to your teachers. Your teachers are there to help you. Your teachers are there to enable you to cross the bridge, né? So don't be afraid, don't be shy. Ask as many questions as possible. No question is a stupid question, even though you don't understand and you need that person, especially when you go to a private school. Those people are paid to do that, okay? They are paid to do that. So taking those extra lessons always goes a long way. It's better to get a teacher they have studied the curriculum and know what is expected from you. So please go to your teachers, and sometimes before you go to bed, remind yourself that you're doing all of this because you have a dream, you have a vision, and don't stop doing it. Be disciplined, be consistent about it, okay? Be a kid, enjoy, but be responsible. Do you get what I mean? I went for groove, I won't lie. But I think it's because I went to groove as a young adult. Like, I grooved a lot in my Form 3, Form 2, a little bit in Form 4. Form 5, no, I didn't go to groove. I only went for like my friends' birthday parties, and that was it. And those things happened during the day, not in the night. I only started going out that December when I finished my Form 5. It was pants down, everything was down. You know what I mean? Like, the whole city was going down. So it's a lot of way kilela for nakwana yana yoni because monata thing wa hui tel na kwela mbampere hat se hale. You'll be up and about. You'll be the best of the best. You can get your nails done, you can do everything. Go to maintenance week. Don't try to compete with people on social media. If it means leave social media alone for your dream, please be willing to sacrifice that. So that's the advice that I would love to give someone in Form 4 and Form 5, that and remember why you're doing this and why you're here. Someone said, I just wanted to say I love you. Bye. Mwah. Love you too, darling. How are you coping with with transitioning from a gap year to studying abroad? Damn, that's actually very good. That's actually a very good question. Well, I knew what it meant for me to take a gap year. It might be hard by the time that I go to school because I haven't been exercising my brain cells to be working at 1,000 times per second. You get what I mean? So you just gotta be smart. Okay, not smart, but like you just gotta be willing to put in the work and go the extra mile. You just have to understand that the people that you're gonna be in the same class with, their minds are still fresh. They're still fresh from school. And when you came from a gap year of your brain rotting from the fact that the muscle hasn't been in use. Sorry. So my advice is, shut the comparisons. Don't think about the fact that you took a gap year. Consider yourself as a student. Yeah, no, understand it's gonna take you a longer time for you to process, especially the maths. Like foundation year, there has to be some maths involved. I did calculus maths. I love maths, so I had to go the extra mile because sometimes it takes a long time for something to process in my head. Like, for example, quadratic equations. I think it's quadratic. You see, I get to thing. The quadratic equations whereby the product rule, man, all of those things, you get what I'm talking about. It took some time for me to process it because I last saw it in Form 5, or I last saw it a year ago or 2 years ago because I didn't do it for A2. So be willing to do 5 more questions than the average student is doing it in your class because their mind is still used to it. You need to get your mind to a place at which theirs is operating at. So the transition is just, it wasn't too bad because, like I'm saying, I would naturally just do some extra work, go the extra length, and go see the teachers, see the professors, so that I can better my marks or better understand something. And I haven't been doing some maths, so my brain is from 2 years ago. It's just believe in yourself. Never take something as it's gonna be easy, especially if you came from a gap year. It's gonna be easy the time when you're doing it. After a gap year, it's not. You're gonna take a longer time to process things, but I take it as if it's something you're seeing for the first time, and you have to learn. Like, you have to be willing to learn. You have to be hungry for that. You get what I mean? Yeah. That's how the transition went, and that's the advice I'd give to someone else. Someone says level of racism, and you made good friends. Have you made good friends? I think that's what they were trying to ask. Level of racism. So Massachusetts, it's a predominantly white state. I won't lie to you. It has so many white people. In so many instances, I find myself as the only black representative, the only black person. In most of my classes, except for 2, I was literally the only black person in the class. So I think also the state rules allow people to have equality. Like, it's never in my brain. And remember, I come from a very multiracial school, just background there thing. So I've never felt singled out in any way whatsoever in the proximity of my campus. I've never felt singled out or felt black, if I could put it that way. Like, man, the minute you come from an African country and with the background that I have of diversity, come from diversity, it's never in your mind to start saying, is that racism? You know, even though it's in the US, it's not the first instinct for me to say, oh, was that racism for this to have happened? Happened at that for me to process it as racism. Even if something was to happen and it was racism, I don't think I would have cared to know what exactly was happening, or I would have bothered to have caught it at the time, because but I haven't felt it yet. I mean, I've only been here for 6 months now, so it depends on where you go. I guess it depends on where you go, but Massachusetts so far, I haven't. Yeah, there are some days where I look around and I'm like, what the hell? I'm the only black person within a proximity of, okay, not a mile, but maybe a parking lot, and I'm the only black person. You get what I mean? And it's like, where are the other black people? So it's kind of funny, but just know that you're deserving to be in these spaces that other people are in. I don't want to say white people are in, but it's not that deep. Like, just know that you're deserving of these positions. Be confident in it, and there's a reason why you were placed in that position at that particular time. Just own it. So that's how I've been treating the racism here. If there is racism, but there's no racism, let me be honest. And then someone says, is doing A-levels really worth it? It's not. If I'm being quite honest, it depends on where you're going. If you know you're gonna go to a place like Australia or America or I guess China, Russia, it's unnecessary. It's not required. Some schools don't. Like I'm saying, it depends on the school that you go to. If you're going to the UK, they need A-levels. You're not going to the UK without doing A-levels. That's standard procedure in the UK for you to have done A-levels.
So as I'm editing this, I'm realizing that that part got cut. But long story short, it depends on the school that you're going to and its requirement. Some Australian schools do require you to have had A-levels, some don't. So look at the research at the university that you want to go to and the course that you want to do. That tells you if A-levels is worth it. But the UK, you have to do A-levels. They can offer you a bridging course, but if you want to be on a government scholarship, they don't normally allow kids to be doing bridging. Not even a normally thing. They don't allow kids to be doing bridging courses when they are offered as A-levels in Botswana, if that makes sense. So A-levels are only worth it provided you know where you're going, right? And is your school requiring for you to do that? Is the country that you're going to, that is not even about the country, the school that you're going to, does it need it? Does it want it? Yeah, I hope that has answered the question. But it was worth it on my end because it kind of helps with that transition from high school to university in terms of, disciplining myself and getting used to the fact that it's no longer the teacher telling you all the answers or the teacher telling you how to do something to make it easier for you, but you have to figure that out yourself. It prepares you for university. The laissez-faire type of leadership whereby it's like leave to do. The professor can only tell you this much, but you have to go above and beyond. That's what A-levels was worth it for me to do. What makes it worth it? Whatever the English is. But yeah, I didn't know what course I was going to do. So I felt like it was worth me spending time rather doing A-levels than taking 3 years of a gap year, if that makes sense,
The last person, no, not the third last person says that, like, what do they do to prepare themselves for the big world? What can someone do to prepare themselves for the big world out there? Brace yourself. I can tell you that. Brace yourself. Be willing to always nudge yourself into seeing the bigger picture and living for the bigger picture, if that makes sense. And be willing to sacrifice. Be willing to compromise. Not your value. We don't do that here, but be willing to sacrifice and compromise from things that derail you from your vision, from your goal. So just always have that in mind. Always have that in mind, and know that know your roots. Stay authentic in every room that you walk in, because the minute you try to shrink yourself or maybe expand yourself to fit a certain character to be in a certain room, you know that you're not deserving of that place whatsoever. Okay. Someone says, what advice can you give to students who are also about to study abroad? I think I mentioned all of them by now, but yeah. Know your limits, know where to draw the line. You only live once, but do it responsibly. Don't do drugs when you get there. It feels lonely, it's gonna feel sad, it's gonna feel as if the world could just swallow you. It's gonna feel like a new world. Nothing is familiar out there, right? But remember what brought you here and why exactly you're here. Go for therapy. Like, dude, it's your accountability. Like, your mental health and your mental stability, it's literally up to you. No one else can help you. That your parents cannot do that for you, your siblings cannot do that for you. Only you have yourself. So be ready to persevere. If you know that you're not strong enough in your willpower, please study abroad for bana ba bangwe, because it's, guys, it's not easy. Take it from me, if I say it's not easy, I'm not lying to you. It's not easy. So how we kitela gore wena o na le go tatazela o se sure ka story kana o na le bo go inela ka bonako, please leave it for someone else. Leave it for someone else, I beg. Last question, guys, finally the last one. I'm sorry, but this has to be the last one. Is it possible to get photography scholarships with football if you're getting cooked by maths and SDA? I don't know about that one, but sports scholarships, photography scholarships, I'm not too sure, but sports scholarships, definitely they are out there. But you need to remember that you need to be the best of the bestest for you to get the sports scholarships. It needs to show your ranking within the national team or within wherever you're playing. The numbers need to speak for themselves, because remember, you're not just competing with bana ba BOTSWANA, you're competing with kids from the rest of the world. So you really have to stand out in your performance academically and sports wise, so that you can get scholarships. Scholarships are sports dinner thing. It's a case whereby maybe they can cover up to 50-90% for some students who are really excellent at what they do and they're talented in their field. So really, the thing, photography, I'm not too sure. I don't want to lie to you, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've heard about it, but definitely if you look it up, there's probably schools that are, more than willing and are able to provide scholarships for kids within the photography field. But yes, ame akalo. This was a very long segment, and guys, I think I realized later that I used a different shade for my foundation because I was trying something out, and I don't like how it's but otherwise, love and light. I'm just encouraging wana ko gae wa le form 5, le form 3, le form 5 gore it's really up to you. The ball is in your court, and understand that form 5 I remember saying this and people thought that I was crazy when I was saying it, but form 5, your form 5 grades, like, in as much as school is not the pinnacle and you can be told all sorts of stuff about school, right? School is not the end point. You can still make money apart from school. You need to understand that in a society that we come from in Botswana, your form 5 grades are the ones that determine what kind of car you're gonna drive. If you resonate well, it determines what kind of car you're gonna drive. Wa go drive a Toyota teng wa go drive GD6 kana drive a Corolla Quest kana drive Corolla. I'm sorry for saying this, but your form 5 grades determine a lot. It determines the type of Benz that you could. It distinguishes wa driver if Benz one tlhaloganya. So at least they know which car brand you're striving towards. How quality form 5, your form 5 results. How ngwe tsama we go internet thing we go ileba ko le we batla we ilebe hela we ilebe or I can't bona hanka hita school e be ke university ye ke e batang gore ke tekere ke kolo yena modimo taba butsurki modimo taba dirile go menagane. So understand that your for 5 grades really do determine a lot, especially at that moment that you get your grades. It defines so many things. It defines your path. When wa go irang wa go patelesa gore o kwale gape kana wa go patelesa gore o fitlhelle go setlhoeng sa thaba at the time gone gore wa mahatseng kana wa kae batsadi ba bana le madi a tuition fee a bana le madi a go simolola o pa go sponsora gape gore o dire di A levels. So it determines a lot, and I'm talking to an average motswana ko lapeng. Ra itse gore batsadi ba rona ba sokola go le kae, ra itse gore itsholela rona ga e dire sentle at the moment. Go maswe guys, go maswe go tala la bona. So kopa le boneng gore le dira yang, kopa le boneng gore le dira yang. Ngwanyana ke go pasa, mosimane ke go pasa, ke go itirela. I get there's not so much the government can do for us, but this opportunity is right there. It's saying that it can do it for us. So take it ka matsogo a le mabedi and run away with it. The ball is in your court. Operation Get Success Stars is in the motion. Anyway, love and light. Make sure to tell a friend, to tell another friend, and even internationally, we can do this.